are back with another D&D movie time. And as you can see, to continue on with our summer of fun, Cora's going to be going to camp today. Camp Hope. Heavyweights is a movie that I really enjoyed my whole life. Even though I just recently found out some bad things about it. But I still enjoy this movie. It's really funny. It's a nice comedy for children. And I think Cora's gonna really enjoy this movie. But I guess we'll have to find out after we're done seeing it. So, you ready to go?
Let's go!
Far from the everyday world, there is a place. A place where big...
Congratulations, Mr. Sims. You're the fattest boy in camp.
...is beautiful. And thin isn't it?
This is definitely not sanitary.
For Gerry and his friends, it was a dream come true. Until the new owner...
Out of here, biscuit! Oh, no.
...turned it into a nightmare.
Lunch has been canceled today due to lack of hustle.
Now, after 6 weeks of frustration...
Then we're gonna climb that 1,000-foot rock face over there.
Starvation.
There isn't a gummy bear left in this entire camp.
And humiliation.
Nice swing, you fat tubbo.
Everyone having fun?
Gerry's out to do something far more important than lose a few pounds.
I have a plan.
He's out to gain respect.
What is going on?
You can't kidnap the owner of a camp! Welcome to the annual Apache Relay.
As good as anybody.
It's about time we started acting that way.
Take them down, Captain.
Walt Disney Pictures presents a comedy for every kid.
Tell me the artist entitled, please.
Sir? Da Vinci's Mona Lisa.
Tired of taking it.
I'm so slow. It would have been cool to go fast.
And ready to dish it out. Heavyweights.
Alright, so we just finished Heavyweights. Cora, what was the movie about?
Well, not to be rude, but this fat boy, and yes he is the F-A-T, fat, and he decides to go to this camp, summer camp, which is called
Camp Hope.
Camp Hope.
Technically, he didn't decide to go. His parents made him go.
Yeah, and
But continue on.
And if I believe so, it is his first year of Camp Hope.
Yeah.
And he goes ahead and I think enjoys one day. Well, maybe not one day, but
Yeah, it's one day.
okay, one day, but then the next day,
That night.
that night, he knows that the owners, yes, there's more than one, which is there's two owners of Camp Hope. They go ahead and I guess have no more money, and now they need a new.
They sold the camp
Yeah,
because they're poor.
to the bad guy, which is the skinny, and forces all the kids, and yes, all the kids are fat, and they like being fat.
Do you have a problem with fat people?
No. I'm just saying.
So anyways, what ends up happening?
So,
What is the bad guy that, well, I mean, you kind of called him a bad guy. Was he really a bad guy, or was he just a bad guy?
you can really call him a bad guy because climbing up a mountain.
So?
A mountain! What?
Lots of people climb up mountains, not just bad guys.
Yeah, but one of the kids could have almost be at the top of the mountain and then fall off. And that will broken a lot of bones.
Yeah. So he took over the camp and what's he making them do?
Go ahead and do exercise. And yes, if you are those people who like to be like skinny, these kids do not. In fact, it is plain torture to them.
Yeah.
I'll probably be the same
And he
way.
takes away all their snacks.
Yeah, and I don't know how they'll be able to do this, but like I don't know how they made these. But movie logic, not my logic. Until I make a movie someday, but I have to be the age that movie creators are. Anyways, so the main character decides to make a plan. So I'm going to explain what happened and the plan.
Let's do it.
Okay, so they decided to trick him in to put in his face in somebody's butt.
Yeah.
Kids' ideas, not mine. Watch the movie if you want to see it for yourself. Unless you don't like weird movies.
So anyways, what was the point of tricking him though?
To get away with him, that's what everything was.
How? They trick him into falling into a hole?
Yes, but back to what I was saying before I rudely got interrupted. They almost do, but he got it almost close, but not all the way. Almost. Luckily, he realized, and then that kid runs away on purpose, and so does the bad guy. And the kid, I guess, made a leap, but the bad guy didn't, and so he fell
Falls what?
into a hole.
Okay, well you need to say that. Anyways, then what happens?
Then they go ahead and lock them up inside a barn.
Lock up who?
The bad guy.
Oh, well, you said them. Lock them up. Lock him up?
Lock him up. But they kind of do lock the others up, but not exactly lock.
They tied him to trees.
And put a honey on them.
Well, they only put honey on Lars.
Oh.
To scare him.
I don't know what the other
Can you just sit? That's why you're falling all over the place. You're not just sitting.
No, I'm not.
Anyways, come on. So what happens?
So they go ahead and put honey on this dude. And once they go ahead and get far enough, they hear him scream. Not far enough, but they hear him scream. And turns out to be reindeer. Like in the...
A regular deer. It's just a deer. Not a reindeer. And it was a girl deer.
Well, how am I supposed to know that? I'm just a kid!
Alright. So anyways, what happens once they take over?
They go ahead and have a party. But here is a scene. They had the longest sub I have ever seen.
Yeah.
Like, yes, it might seem like there's no more subs. Like, this long, or a little bit shorter, or a little bit longer. But the sub they had
Was about as long as the bar that holds up our curtain.
yes, indeed.
So anyways, what happens then? Come on, get on with it.
They go ahead and this dude that we also see throughout this movie, which is one of the main characters, not the main character, one of the main characters. And he decides to go ahead and let everyone treat themselves the way that they want to be treated.
Yeah.
So, and everybody agrees. And plus we get to see a Weiss at the end, which is super cool. And plus there's one super smart kid.
Yeah. Is that it? Is that all you remember? Is that all you want to tell people about the movie?
Yes, because I don't want to spoil it.
Well, you just did. Anyways, alright, so, when we come back, we will give out our final scores. See you in a minute.
For thousands of years, the world has been protected by the Guardian of Light, or as he is more commonly known, Santa Claus. Over the centuries, factors such as fear and prejudice, greed and jealousy, misunderstandings, betrayal and war have segregated most humans from the magical world of elves, fairies, wizards, and the like. This has resulted in many misconceptions and generalizations of the true nature of Santa and his world.
This 6-book series by Sean Connaughton begins as the current of a long series of guardians is murdered by a group of monstrous enemies recently escaped from an enchanted South Pole prison. These creatures are loyal to the darkness, an evil force determined to exterminate the light in order to enslave all creatures of the world.
Shane Connor, an average young man, suddenly finds himself being trained as the new guardian. As he adapts to his new life among fantastic creatures, he goes on an adventurous quest with a legendary wizard for the ultimate weapon to use against the darkness, and faces murderous enemies like Rasputin, Morgana Le Fay, Krampus, and many more.
Along with his best friend Joe Gomez, Shane encounters politics, history, mysterious murders, new loves, his own hidden past, and racial dynamics among the fantasy races that turn out to be all too real. Their adventures reveal the true nature of the world and challenge the current state of how all races interact.
This series expertly melds myths, legends, history, faiths, folklore, and secret societies into a fascinating, cohesive, comprehensive world of wonder and magic.
From Atlantis to Olympus, from Hades to the moon, and from broomstick races to Christmas deadlines, join the new Santa Claus on his amazing journey. But beware, will Shane's quest achieve his ultimate goal of destroying the darkness and preserving the light of the world? Or is he actually playing right into a plot by dark forces that will result in his, and our, ultimate doom?
So make your list and check it twice for the Guardian of Light book series. Download your audiobook or ebook today from Audible, Amazon, or iTunes.
All right. So, Cora, heavyweights. On a scale of 1 to 10, what would you give heavyweights?
10 out of 10.
Why 10 out of 10?
It is so cool that I don't know how to explain it, even though I just did.
Okay. What was your favorite part of the movie?
I would probably say when they'll when they'll go ahead and sneak into the bad guy's house and looking for all of the candy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to say the final race with the go-karts.
Yeah, that too.
Because you were getting super excited.
Okay, never mind. That is my favorite part.
Alright, who was your favorite character?
The main character. The main character.
Captain? Gerry?
Yes. Gerry, yes.
And, did you ever find out who Seymour Butts is?
No, because there's such a joke.
Yeah.
And you're not going to trick me into saying it.
What'd you think of the bad guy? Tony Perkis.
I mean, the bad guy was trying to exercise them, but he should have thought it about going, but then he purposely wanted them to be bored.
Yeah.
Like literally, they were bored and being tortured.
Well, that's because he wanted to humiliate them into losing weight. He wanted to make them feel bad so that they'd be willing to lose the weight. But as you saw from what they showed, don't have to lose weight to necessarily get the girl or win. You can do...
I didn't cut your lines, and now I trust dead because you cut mine first. Stop.
What cutting? I was already talking and you stopped. You answered the question and then I started. So where did I cut your line?
You cutted my line when I was about to say something.
Well, you were about to, but you didn't. So you didn't even start. So
I was about to.
well, anyways, moving on. Wish you could sit still. Anyways, moving on. I would give this movie a 9 out of 10. This is a movie I really like to watch in the summer. There are certain parts that don't quite hold up. I don't even know if a real camp like this exists. Or, any kind of summer camp like this is of any kind is in existence. It would be cool. I always dreamed of going to something like this. Can you stop?
Well, I'm playing the drums.
Well, not now, while we're doing the review. I'm not sure if any real camps exist like this in real life. This was my basic first introduction, to Ben Stiller. Or at least where he had a major speaking role and was a major character. I just found out that one of the main counselors is actually a director that I don't like. So the guy was fine back in the 90s, but then at some point between the 90s and today, he lost his mind, and that's just really weird. Because this guy seemed like he had a lot going for him. And yeah, has he made some good movies? Yes, but he's also made a lot of bad movies recently. And I think that's because he's been brainwashed and lost his mind. The actor, Cora, who played the counselor Tim, the skinny guy. Yeah. There are a few cameos. One of the original owners of the camp is actually Ben Stiller's real-life father. They do have a father for Tony Perkis, which is also played by Ben Stiller.
What the pickle?
So he played both his role and the role of the father of that character when they actually had his father in the movie.
Oh my god.
You also see one of Adam Sandler's best friends as Kenny the cameraman. And yeah, so this is a movie I really enjoy watching in summertime. It is something I always dreamed of doing. And I'm kind of hoping that I can find something for my daughter. Now she's actually wanting to go to camp. So, alright, that's going to wrap up this video. And we will see you in the next one.